morning, everyone. Thank you very much for taking your time from your busy schedules to come and listen to my announcement today. Firstly, I would like to say that I really appreciate all of you coming here in solidarity with me and standing up with me along the journey that I've gone through from activism and to this day. Today, last year, was my first day of freedom. The first day I could hug my 5 children. What must have been a horrifying and terrifying 87 days for my children. In tears, my youngest daughter asked me why I was in jail. It broke my heart because I don't know why the regime had targeted me. On the 6th of July 2016, along Mopane Drive in Mufakose, 10 policemen brutally assaulted me and threw me in the back of their truck, which began my 87 days of hell and not knowing if I was ever going to see my children again. Not only was I wrongfully imprisoned, but I was thrown into the notorious FB2 male solitary confinement at Chikurubi Maximum Prison. All I did every day was to cry for my children, wondering if they were eating, if they were going to school. My husband passed away in 2013, making me the sole breadwinner, who was subsequently made redundant by the NRZ. Being one of the few trained men at NRZ, after enduring 3 years of salary arrears, 3 years of no fixed pay date, and advocating for labor justice, NRZ terminated my contract of employment using the infamous Zua judgment. Despite being in the forefront of labor activism at the NRZ, this was the birth of my deep passion to bring change in Zimbabwe, not just for myself, but for the sake of my children and future generations to come. I chose today to gather all of you here because of the significance of it being the anniversary of my first day of freedom, and also it being the perfect day for me to officially launch a new chapter of my life. Allow me to acknowledge my parents, children, and entire family for being who they are and giving me a purpose each day when I wake up and fight for a better Zimbabwe. There's a time in everyone's life where we have to make important decisions which don't only affect ourselves, but also the people around us. I've been in the streets, I've been in the trenches for some time now with some of you, and I recognize some of the faces right here that I have been working with to fight the ZANU-PF regime and its governance system. I sustained broken limbs and bruises in the process, and I'm not afraid of taking the fight to another level. I'm not afraid of the consequences and follow the course of action that I am now taking. My journey in this fight has not been a stroll in the park and has ultimately led me to this day that the Lord has made. It is therefore with great honor that I stand before you to officially announce my participation in the 2018 general election as an independent candidate. I, Linda Tsungirayi Masarira, will run for Member of Parliament for Harare Central. There's always been a question asked by my colleagues here present and those absent surrounding the ultimate culmination of my quest for a new dispensation, and I say to you, this is it. The current state of affairs in this country calls for an alternative approach to governance, one which is driven by a younger generation that will take over and make decisions for and on behalf of this great nation. One which distances national issues from party politics and dynamics. I am therefore announcing my independent candidacy not because I have no sense of belonging, no, but because I believe in servant leadership. And as the saying goes, you cannot serve 2 masters at the same time. Therefore, I choose to serve people and represent their interests. What would I do differently? What significance will I have in the National Assembly? What do I think about the economic crisis? All these are questions you're probably asking, and these are questions I meet on a daily basis. The answer to all these is not a simple one. There are various approaches that need to be adopted, but I can only speak to my proposed initiative, which I will launch after consulting after consulting people that I wish to serve in the constituency. I survived on many times the brutality of this system, mainly because of your support. As I embark on this new political territory, political journey, I am once again appealing for your support. Support me with your ideas. Support me in any form and any way possibly necessary for you and me to achieve our desired goals. Above everything else, I am asking for your vote, without which my good intention will come to nothing. Most issues to do with my campaign will be unveiled soon. As this was just a formal announcement of my intention to run in the forthcoming election, I hope and pray that the constituents of the two wards that make up the Harare Central constituency will come out in their numbers to register and eventually vote Linda come 2018. I've also been following the current trend of voter registration, and the numbers are alarmingly low. A countermeasure has to be employed. There is need for us all in the pro-democracy movement to do more groundwork and mobilize as many voters as possible. Independent candidates, political parties, and civic society need to all unite efforts and bring out of their households and converge at the registration centers. This is the only hope we have for our nation. Together we can. I thank you.
Okay, thank you, Linda, and congratulations. I think she deserves a round of applause. Okay, like we said before, we'll take a round of questions, if any, so that she can respond. Yes, sir.
Okay, Linda, what becomes of your life as an activist? Are you going to be like both the activist and an MP aspirant, so to speak, and also once linked to PDP? What became of your membership to PDP now that you're independent?
Thank you very much. Firstly, I would like to highlight that I'm first a Zimbabwean before I'm an activist, and I'm first an activist before I become a politician. And I would like to say wholeheartedly that I'm an activist at heart. Running for office is only another way to amplify and to make the issues that I've been speaking so boldly about to become a reality. I am just moving my activism from the streets to the National Assembly so that I'll be able to be in a position to effect laws, to effect legislation that will benefit the masses. I am concerned about the amount of poverty in the streets, and it is also very critical for me to be able to make a difference from a legislative level. And on my membership of the People Democratic Party, there have been a lot of challenges. We've been reading about this in the papers, and I thought that there are a lot of issues that are supposed to be dealt with, that people are facing every day, that to spend most of my time fighting for seats and fighting for mediocre, yet the nation is suffering. The masses are suffering. And these are issues that we are supposed to be dealing with so that we can move Zimbabwe into the space that we want. I'm concerned about transformation in Zimbabwe, and we're not going to have that transformation when we're squabbling for power. We have to be moving with the people and raising pertinent issues and finding solutions on how to deal with the crisis that is bedeviling Zimbabweans.
Any more questions? No more questions.
Okay, and I would like to introduce Nokuthula Sibanda. She's running as a councillor in Ward 6, which is part of the Harare Constituency, and she just has a few words to say.
Good day to you. I'm Nokuthula Sibanda. I'll be running as a councillor in Ward 6. All we are saying is together we can. We are assuring you that we'll be actually improving all the service delivery in the Harare Central area. We are here to serve you, and could you just go out there and vote and register to vote? Thank you all.
Together we can. Together we can.